Howdy, I'm Brian Foley. I'm a criminal defense attorney in Houston. I'm the managing partner at Houston Criminal Defense Attorneys, PLLC. And today we're going to be talking about assault cases, specifically assault family violence. You know, a regular assault would be like maybe a bar fight, just fights between two people that don't really know each other, or just friends. But if you commit an assault against a family member, like husband, wife, or they count roommates as family members under the statute, or any intimate partner, somebody you've dated in the past, had a continuing intimate dating relationship with. That's going to be called assault family violence. It's a Class A misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a $4,000 fine. And so what we normally tell people in these cases right at the beginning of a case is that it's going to be a long process. And right at the front, it's difficult. You know, these are some of the most challenging cases to deal with as the person who's been arrested. So let's say you got arrested for theft. You would get a bond, you'd go home. Nobody would wonder what's happening with you until you go to court on your court date. Could be maybe a month from the time you get arrested. But if you get an assault family violence case, they're going to do a couple things. You know, they're going to put a protective order, maybe a no contact order, and they're going to put bond conditions on you where you have to report into the probation department. And so, you know, all of those are really restrictive, and it's something we tell people about right up front. So what is a protective order? Well, a protective order is an order granted by the judge. It's normally done without any legal representation for the defendant or even for the victim. So let's say the victim told police on scene that she didn't want to prosecute. The police or the district attorney's office can still ask a judge to institute a protective order. And in Harris County, these protective orders will last typically for 61 days. And if it's an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, it'll probably last for 91 days. But it can kick you out of your own home. It can be a big problem. It'll limit you from contacting the person that they claim that you assaulted. So if that's your wife, then you may not be able to talk with your wife at all for 61 days. But you know, the other thing they'll do is, as a bond condition, they will make it where you can have no contact at all. See, there's two types of no contact that prosecutors can seek for a protective order. One, they could seek to have no threatening or harassing contact. So meaning you just can't be mean to them, right? That's kind of, everybody has that condition on interactions with people every day. So that's not that big of a deal. You can still talk with your spouse. You can still, manage the household if the order doesn't kick you out of the house. But that no contact order means you can't talk to them at all. You can't tell a friend to give them a message. You can't leave them a note, nothing. And so judges in Harris County almost always institute one of these no contact orders in family violence cases. And that can be extremely challenging for the people involved. So that's one of the things we'll combat right at the beginning of a family violence case, is trying to get those protective order, those no contact orders removed. So a lot of people ask me about what's called a BIP and dismiss, and this is a way for us to resolve your case. Even if the prosecutor thinks you're guilty, they may still offer us something called a BIP and dismiss. A BIP is a batterers intervention prevention program. It's a type of, almost like a souped up defensive driving course for assault family violence cases. And I've had a lot of people take this class and tell me, they think that everybody ought to be assigned this class like in high school, just to help with interpersonal relationships and dealing with people day to day. So the BIP and dismiss can be a great option if we're trying to get your case dismissed and expunged off your record. But we don't have a great legal avenue to do that. We can still get the job done for you in this other way.